Good afternoon, my name's Gordon Frederick Coggon. I'm a British nuclear veteran, and I was at Christmas Island in 1957-1958. And Christmas Island is now called Kiribati. It's now 67 years or more since I was at those tests, those H-bomb tests. In all the experiences of my life, there hasn't been any that came anywhere near the trauma that those two hydrogen bombs had on me and thousands of other guys. There's only a few of us left. I'm 83 now. Many of my veteran friends have died early or suffering from an early age from radiation-caused diseases. Many of these diseases have been proven, although the British government do not admit that. We was only 18 or 20-year-olds, not knowing what to expect. An hydrogen bomb is no mean thing to see. It's terrifying. We weren't told when we went to Christmas Island that was what we were going for. Everything was secret. You couldn't even write home about it. You couldn't tell your mum, your dad, anybody, because at the threat of breaking an Official Secrets Act and going to prison for a long, long time. Anyway, the test came, first grapple X, in November the 8th, 1957. Prior to the explosion, we were seated at the main camp, or near the main camp, in the more or less middle of the island, with our backs to where the explosion would be, which was going to be dropped by a Valiant V-bomber, and it was going to be exploded in the atmosphere about 20 miles from the southeast tip of the island, which was initially, I would say, around 35 miles to where we were from where the explosion took place. But remember, it was exploded at altitude. So in fact, when it exploded, it seemed to be coming right over our heads. We'd already had 2 dummy runs, so we knew more or less what to do. There was tannoys, or I don't know if you know what tannoys are. They're loudspeakers strung up all over the island, so we could hear a broadcast from the aircraft that was dropping a bomb directly through air traffic to us, so we could hear everything the pilots were saying. And the controller, he was coming on and telling us what to do and giving us countdowns when to do it. The final day came, the 8th of November, and we sat there with our backs, sat in the sand with just KD tropical clothing on, just normal working clothing. Our barrettes, which we didn't wear normally, we were told to put our barrettes on. We were also told to wear aircrew sunglasses, which we'd been issued with, and the controller said just follow the instructions like we're telling you and do exactly as you did on the dry runs. The first thing that happens, the tannoy bursts into life saying, "The Valiant is now at Point Charlie. And your glasses, cover your glasses and your eyes with your hands. Tuck your head into your knees like that and keep them covered till I tell you to move them." The tannoy burst into life. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Things started happening and I didn't know what the heck to do, because To be honest, I was absolutely terrified because I could see bones in my hands. And I thought, we're being burnt alive, and I could feel heat travelling through me as if somebody was holding an electric fire or something and pushing it through you. That's how it felt. I was that frightened, I went like that and lifted my glasses and I couldn't see nothing. Everything was as white as this paper. You couldn't see the trees that I was leaning against. You couldn't see the men that were all around me. You couldn't see nothing. Just white, complete whiteness. I thought I'd gone blind. In fact, I thought I was burning up. And that is exactly how I get my nightmares. Since the bomb, I have had frequent nightmares. They're not as many now as what they used to be. I used to have one a month. But when it comes, it's as if I'm in a white fog, and these hands are coming to me, and they're bony hands. And I get that in a dream, and I wake up shaking. The grapple wires are a little different. We had protective clothing for that, white cotton overalls, and dark out glasses. The only difference was I had to go to sick bays for that because I was blinded for a week. Because of the dark glasses and the white anti-flash suit, I never felt a thing, and that's the truth. And it was a bigger bomb. So I lifted my glasses, looked, temporarily blinded for 3 weeks, couldn't see a thing. And the other thing about it was, it rained like hell that night, and the only cloud in the sky was the remnants of the H-bomb that had been let off in the afternoon. After grapple X, in the afternoon, I had to go and wash a Canberra aircraft. And it had just flown through the cloud, taking samples. So it was red hot with gamma radiation. And I had to wash it by hand. I had to wash the engine nacelles because they weren't allowed to direct the jets of these high pressure hoses onto the engine turbines. Without any protective equipment, there was a remote breathing apparatus which was broken. The head straps was broken on it, so they wouldn't allow me to use them. So they made me a crude version of a modern day martingale mask, which I had to remove because it got soaked in water and I couldn't breathe through it. So I probably breathed in gamma radiation isotopes, which gives off alpha particles. Alpha particles last 24,000 years. That's the half-life of them. Now alpha particles can't get out of your body once they're in. They can't penetrate human skin. So if you breathed them in or took them in through swimming, or in my case, some of the water that splashed off into my face off this aircraft, or even the rain from the bomb cloud, or anything, something we've eaten. And over the ages, and it's been proved, they do affect your genes. And they can also give you cancer. And my children have been damaged. I've been damaged. I've had prostate cancer. Many men have died early, caused by radiation. And it's been proved that our children now, and this is why I'm so adamant about it and so angry with our government not recognising us, our cause, our children are affected and their genes are affected and their children are going to be affected, and this radiation isn't going to go away. I lost all my teeth not long after. I had a scoliosis of my back, which they never found when I joined up, and you have an extensive medical when you join up. I've had cataracts removed. I've got type 2 diabetes. Oh, I've lost my hearing. I can't blame it all on the bombs, I suppose, but it wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, I think that's about it, Eric.